Those 10 types of song are created by 10 rhythms of the pulse. And it's all connected. And the illness that enters the heart is sadness. And that's what affects our pulse, and that affects our rhythm, and that affects the songs. And that, if those songs are not bringing us the life force that music can, it invites illness. Now, it's interesting, the heart itself, the human heart, is a two-stage pump. It has a vacuum side and a pump side. And the vacuum is where the blood is pushed to the right, from the left to the right side. That vacuum is an empty space. And then it opens and the blood rushes in, and then the heart constricts and pushes the blood out. Guess what happened in the beginning of creation? God removed himself from his own infinity and created the empty space. The beginning of creation itself is a vacuum. And that vacuum draws the power of the infinite into vessels. And then the vacuum, so to speak, pushes it back out into the world. So the universe itself has this pulse. And this pulse is flashing God's names into reality. So you see how deep it goes, and why we say that a human being is a mini creation. And this mini creation is happening on a micro and a macrocosmic level. And so when we have a damage to our joy, it affects the whole system. Now you have to ask, well, why do we have damage to the joy? Well, there's sadness, there's jealousy, there's anger, there's all kinds of emotions that affect our pulse. And you notice when you're angry, feel your pulse. And when you're sad, feel your pulse. And when you're distressed, each of those different pulses affects the flow of the blood in the body, and that affects the flow of oxygen and nutrients to the organs, and that, of course, impacts the rest of our system. And here we go. Is it any wonder that so many illnesses are connected to oxygen in the body, to our circulatory system? And it's all happening, the Rebbe says, because of the damage that's done to our joy. So joy is this thing that we can damage. It's like this whole power pack that we start draining off of. I used to think of it like a well. You know, you have this well of joy inside you, and then something bothers me and I have to throw off some water. And then I get a phone call I don't like, and next thing you know, oh, my joy is going down that well. So we have to understand that joy is a choice. It's a choice that is so important that Rabbi Nachman calls it a command. But it's really that we have the power to access joy even if we're not happy, because we have the power of choice. And when you force yourself to be nice to somebody, you might think, oh, I'm being nice, and I'm not being true. Well, maybe my sadness is not true part of me. But really, those things are transitory, and joy is eternal.